Welcome back to Global Gadgets. I'm your host, Phil Mitrovic. In today's tech news, the automotive company Mercedes has developed a driverless car. Now, these aren't like the driverless cars you've seen before that can parallel park. The Mercedes-Benz S500 is capable of driving on autopilot in regular traffic. The vehicle successfully traveled a 60-mile route on both urban and rural roads, with no hands control necessary. Let's face it, not everyone on the road is a good driver. That's why Mercedes came up with a function called Stop and Go Pilot that's available for the S500. Our reaction time just can't match up to that of a computer's. That's why Mercedes is using this autopiloted car as a safety feature. Brakes will be applied if sensors or cameras detect pedestrians, cars, or stop signs. The car will even be able to tell if there's a cyclist on the road and compensate by providing space between the bike and your car.
We wanted to find out what it takes to make a vehicle move itself autonomously in regular traffic. So we said, let's go and check it out. On about 100 kilometers of country and city roads, with technology that is actually not that far away from what's in the S-Class already today.
Stop and Go helps the driver by maneuvering around cars, sliding into tight parking spaces, and even with tedious tasks like driving in bumper-to-bumper traffic. The price of the car is about $100,000, and that includes 5 cameras, 6 sensors, and 12 ultrasonic detectors. We'll have to wait as little as 6 years for the predicting system to be production ready, but if you can't wait, the S500 is available in Germany with the Stop and Go function for an additional $3,600. A CEO at Daimler explains that, unlike us humans, electronic helpers never get tired, have zero reaction time, and never absent-minded.
We must teach the vehicle to take the right decisions in all situations, reliable and within fractions of a second.
Of course, it's a research project and it's still a long way to serial production, but with this project we definitely took a big step forward.
This technology is great news for us. Imagine being able to send a text while driving without hurting anyone. Now, Mercedes isn't the only car manufacturer that's worked on this technology. Companies such as BMW, Volvo, and Audi are stepping up to the plate. Audi is working on a car that has an autopilot that lets the user leave the car in a parking garage and then walk to the mall, and the car will find a parking spot all by itself. On the downside of this is the autopiloted Mercedes, the system only allows you to keep going if it's 10 kilometers or less. That means you can't use the car in the fast lane. What's the point of that? Well, the people at Mercedes don't want the driver to think that the system can do everything, because ultimately the driver is the one who's responsible for their actions. The Stop and Go is turned on by switching to cruise control and shuts off when you apply pressure to the brake or turn it off manually. This type of research might one day result in helping reduce the amount of gridlock that occurs from human driving. There will be less crashes, more alert drivers, and safer streets. And now, robots that can fly? Robert Woods and his team at the Wyss Institute for Biologically Inspired Engineering at Harvard University built a robot the size of a penny that can fly. It's controlled remotely and weighs as little as 80 milligrams. It has a wingspan of about 3 centimeters, and it can flap its wings 120 times a second. However, it can hover in air and fly in the same fashion as a helicopter. Some of the cons to the flying robot are it's tethered to an external power source. If the power source were on board, it'd be way too heavy to take off and it would just fall to the floor. Scientists are still looking for ways to compensate for this. It can only fly as high as the wire attached to it will let it, and it averages about 20-second long flights. After about 15 minutes of use, the robot parts might need some repair because of strain. The robot moves its wings by sending an electronic current to the strips of ceramic placed at the joint of the wing. When the electronic signal makes it to the wing, the strips contract, making the wings move in. And then when the energy is gone, they expand, pushing the wings back out. The faster the electronic signal is sent, the more wing beats it's capable of. This type of microflight technology won't be polished off for many years to come, but the next step for the Harvard research team is to work on a brain, colony coordination behavior, and sensors and a power source so that the robot insects are wireless and hands-free. They would like to put this technology into the use of search and rescue missions and environmental monitoring. That's all we have for this episode, so make sure you visit us at cib24.com, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and tune in next time.